guys, welcome back of course to the Time Bomb channel, and I hope all is good in your part of the world. Watch review of the SEIKO PROSPEX speed timer SFJ003P1 black on black solar. Quite possibly the best chronograph under $1,000, and the one that is underhyped. I will explain a little bit more about what I'm talking, what I'm referring to there in 1 second, to give you a better view of the watch. This one has been lent into the channel by my good friends at First Class Watches, and these are currently on sale at First Class, so please do let them know that you've come from the Time Bomb channel if you are looking to make a purchase. Let me just zoom in a fraction more. So yeah, this is another watch that I'd specifically asked First Class to have a look at, because it's one that had piqued my curiosity, and it piqued my curiosity for several reasons. Firstly, a while back, everyone sort of kind of got their panties all twisted over the 62 mass and the Slim Turtles, saying that they were SEIKO's best release and they were the watch gods' gift to us, the underlings. But I think they got it all completely and utterly wrong. This one farts in the general direction of the 62 mass, and yeah, completely wipes the floor with the Slim Turtles. I think only the soulless amongst you out there can say that this is an ugly watch. Yes, it is indeed a tad weird, but as I've said before, I think we all need at least one weird watch in our watch quivers. And yes, you could probably argue quite successfully that the 100th of a second measurement capability is a fraction redundant, excuse the pun, but after all, what can you truly time accurately with that 100th of a second thingy? But anyway, this watch is what I think I've been hankering after from SEIKO for ages, something a little modern rather than a rehash of one of their older models. Yes, there are indeed some Sportura vibes to this watch, but thankfully it isn't just another recreation. And it isn't just another recreation because, hang on, yeah, let me just get a smidgen closer there. Just look at that dial. Oh my God, it is absolutely beautiful. It's exquisite. Fantastic. So impressed with this. I mean, just straight out of the box, it impresses. That dial, the setup, and the layout, I think, are absolutely brilliant. This is the black on black version, and it is perhaps the most modest of the colorways that this particular model comes in. If you want something bolder, then you have the more traditional panda here, as you can see. Then you have this rather moody all black. I'm not sure if it's a PVD or a DLC. And then this limited edition white dialer, and that's the other one that I was umming and ahhing over because it is darn sexy, but I plumped for the more standard one with the black on black because I just thought that there was something about the black dial that really attracted me. And then this last one, which is a sort of odd brown, I think like brown cars, I'm not entirely sure that brown lends itself that well to watch dials. Please do dispute that observation down below if you can, or if you wish. So, what was I going to say? Onto the key specs. These then come in, let me zoom out a fraction more, you get better perspective. These come in then at 42 mils across, but you will have to allow a bit more for those pushers, of course. It is a smidge under 13 mils deep. You notice that the crystal doesn't pop too much, and the case bottom doesn't underhang that much either. So yes, I think it's quite a true 13 mil deep. It is then just a fraction over 48 mils north to south, the more important one. And if you notice, you do have a little bit of overhang from the end links. So as I say, just a fraction over, but the rest drops down, so it does sit well on wrist. And on this unsized bracelet, it comes in at 152 grams. Comes, of course, then with 100 meters worth of watery goodness, again befitting of a sports chrono like this. Buzzing away inside is the caliber 8A50. So yes, it's not an auto, but come on, just watch it spin. Let's just have a little look here. Let's set the chrono to go. Are you ready for this? Because it is absolutely spectacular. 3, 2, 1. All the watch nerds out there right now are going to be getting damp around the edges. That is absolutely stunning and beautiful, but at the same time, then you can perhaps see what I was referring to when you've got that 100th second subdial at the 2 o'clock there. I mean, yeah, your finger reactions have to be pretty darn good to get that, spot on. I don't know what you can time with it. If you've timed something with that successfully, please do let me know. And then obviously we just uh, set it back. Sorry, yep, and reset. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I'm so used to pressing the pressing the 4 o'clock there. Um, I don't see there's any reason to change that solar movement. As I say, it is absolutely spectacular to watch. So much fun. Um, yeah, really, really, really impressive. And as you can see, you reset your back down to your mode, and then your time readjusts itself back. Lumibright on here, there is Lume, yes, is Seiko very good standard. I would have liked to have seen some Lume on those chrono hands, because I think it would have been just simply hilarious watching them spin around in the dark. Yes, I know I have issues, and I struggle to apologize for these ones. But again, I think it's just the subdials on this are absolutely magic. So again, you've got at the 10 o'clock, then you have your 1/10ths, you've got your running seconds at the top, and obviously then your hundredths at the 2. So again, it's a little bit of variety again on standard chronos, which typically have everything placed around the bottom or across the top there. This one again, I think is something a little bit refreshing. Our pushers, of course, are all steel. And as you know, as you can see, they're quite big, and as you know, bigger cushions are better for pushing. Distracting myself, but of course, as they do stick out quite a little bit, that you might want to watch your other jewelry if you're wearing bracelets or anything like that on wrist. Talking of the bracelet, one other observation that I had as I was looking at this is that the end links here, I mean, don't sit particularly flush into the lugs. I mean, in some respects, it does help the drop around the edges here, but in another respect, it doesn't leave it that smooth. And I wonder if they couldn't have found, some other end links to go in there, or if there's a specific reason for it sitting like that. They've chosen that. I mean, I would have preferred myself a smoother leveling up. It's not a deal breaker, but it is an observation. Another observation that the bracelet is quite thick, it's quite chunky, and some people may prefer perhaps something a little bit smaller or thinner, slimmer, excuse me. I think that they've gone with it because the head is a little bit thick, so they need something to balance it out with here. But I could see this watch going ideally, I mean, brilliantly on a leather rally strap. So yeah, some other alternatives there. The case body then, as you can see, is all brushed, and then you just have that the bezel there, which has the high polish. Case body's lines, I think, again, are quite different. You've got a really positive drop on the lugs. Notice also then that you have these little undercuts under the pushers. I'm not entirely sure what the function is. So under the crown, yes, they make sense because you need to get your fingernail underneath there to release it. But I'm not sure what the purpose is of leaving them on here, unless it's got something to do with the way that the watch has been cased, that this is top-down construction, so therefore they need that just to slip over. But again, if you've got any ideas or explanations as to why that might be, please do drop us a comment down below. What else was I going to say? Oh, yep, so case back. The case back is pretty minimal. I'm not taking the sticker off because this one obviously will be for sale. Some people may have preferred something a little bit more elaborate on the back here, but I mean, yeah, I think you've got enough eye candy going on the front that maybe you don't need anything additional on the back. So one other thing I wanted to say about the bracelet, and I think the clasp might actually be the weakest link, and because of the size of the watch and the weight of the watch, I think a clasp over the top would have helped. And massively, what would have helped as well is some more micro adjusts. You can kind of get two there, which is really not enough to get a good fit on most people's wrists. So I think, yeah, slight fail in that sense. But as I say, I think it's probably the worst aspect of the watch, and everything else is very good indeed. I think, as I was saying before, it's the subdials, the way that the depth that they have. created obviously by those lips. Excuse me, I'm getting a lot of reflection. Let me just focus in a little bit more. I mean, for example, the timed subdial at the 6 there, I'm getting way too much reflection here, actually has a silver lip to it. The other ones stand up. Oh God, it's brilliant. I mean, what a brilliant dial. Well done, SEIKO. Regulars to the channel won't have heard me say SEIKO have got it right for a very long time, but I think they've done something brilliant. I reviewed that sort of, that Pogue colorway the other day. That was a good, fun summer watch, but this one is a whole step up. It's absolutely fantastic. So impressed with it. It is, though, perhaps a good job. Another reason that this is a solar version, a solar watch, because otherwise I'd be sitting here all day long playing with these, playing with this chrono. It's just so much fun to watch. The SEIKO alignment issues, yes, there are some on here, and the eagle-eyed amongst you will have already spotted. So, for example, you can just see, let me zoom in one fraction more. You can just see that the hand on that 100th is a fraction to the right, smidgen to the right. That one perhaps is a little closer, and this one as well over here at the 10. It's a smidgen to the right. I mean, I've seen a lot worse misalignment issues with SEIKO, so I don't think it's that bad at all. And it's something that me, with my OCD, I'd actually be quite comfortable living with that. So I don't see it as too much of a deal breaker. But again, let me know your thoughts down below. Of the current crop of chronos out there on the market, I think these to me are absolute standouts. There's something a little different, and there's something I think far better than the 62 mass or that slim turtle. Those, I mean, they're kind of soulless. This one has something different, and it's something I think that's a little bit odd as well, and as I say, has not attracted all of the hype. I think it's gorgeous. But over to you guys. What do you reckon of this? Is it better than the 62 mass? Let me know in the comments down below. Massive thanks again to First Class Watches for the loan of this one. Thank you to all you guys for your time and for your view, and we'll catch you all in the next vid. Cheers now.